Okay, hello and welcome back to Krakus Live. Today we're playing some more Motorsport Manager, as the title strongly suggests. Last time, you may remember, we created our own team, Krakus Racing, and failed miserably, really. We're in the European Racing Series, and we're off the pace quite considerably. So today, we'll be doing the next race or two, and we're going to want to sort out the pace. Our car's trash. That's the problem. Drivers are really far up, actually, on this chart. The green and how high it is makes it look good, but actually they're 8th and below average on the grid. So I think just the bottom two teams just have woeful drivers. In fact, Garuda Racing have the best car and the worst drivers. Yeah, so we're making progress. These charts are looking a lot better. Staff is a strong point of ours, I think. This is something you want to get sorted out early, get some good staff on board so you can build some good stuff. Headquarters we're working on. We've got another upgrade coming to the design centre. That should thrust us up the grid, hopefully above average on there. Sponsors still come with time. And the pit crew. You're just gradually working on them. The car. The car is the bit that takes time. Where are we? We just finished Munich. So we just came out of the race. And how did we do? I think it was pretty bad. Yeah, we're 19th and 20th in the standings. So, it was pretty bad, but the next track is Milan. So our engine and our brakes, which we've been working on, should come in handy. Now they're working on improving parts, but you can see that we're not worse for braking, but we are worse for engine. But you can see how there is clear progress on those charts, on those areas. So I'm hoping we can just be less off the pace this weekend. I mean, look, we haven't actually finished. We didn't finish last in the last race. We did beat some people. I think one of them pit and then got a puncture on their outlap, but still, we still beat them. Right, so we've got 24 days till the next race. Let's jump in and see what we can build. Engine's expensive, but very useful. Brakes are much cheaper. Engine's much more time consuming. What can we do brakes wise? So tyre wear efficiency improved. I don't like them ones because they're very vague. It doesn't tell me how much our tyre wear is improved. I don't like these ones with the risk level either, because there's nothing worse than getting a great result and then hippity hoppity, penalty is now your property. That's not fun. Unlocks an additional good components. That's a bit of a weird one. Anyway, let's pick the better one here. So -3 days plus 30, that is good, but it's risky. This one plus 40 to max. Yes, it's going to take a long time, but that's a good improvement. And this one here, I could go for both of these, actually. It would take a long time to build, but we'd have plus 25 and a plus 40 on the max value, and a excuse me, a little buff to reliability. I don't like these ones here either, on like wet tyres and inters only. It doesn't really make any sense. Either you got good brakes or you haven't. You can't just, oh yeah, my brakes are trash until I put the wets on and suddenly I can stop sooner. It's not really, I don't know, it's one of those bits where this game sort of strives for realism, but then blatantly ignores it there, which is a bit strange. Anyway, let's go for this one, and if we hit that, adds another 5 days, but we can then go for that one. But then suddenly we've gone from brakes that are built in 5.9 days to brakes that are built in 22 days. Is it worth it though? Because they're going to be good brakes. Why not? It's going to take a while, but they're not expensive, really. So, we're only going to get it just before the race. So, forget the engine. That might have been a bad idea, actually. But the car repair is complete now, so we can go back to improving parts. We need to work on... because our second drive will still have to use these brakes. So, we're going to want to keep working on the reliability of them and the performance of the engine. So I like where it is. Let's just shift the balance so we can get both of them done before the race. We don't actually need the reliability to be maxed out, do we? So if we put it 5 and 5 and fast forward with that, go a bit of time and see what's going on. We've got an email there, but it's not an urgent one, so we'll have a look at that in a moment. We're now going to have to watch the race. Let's read these first. Induction into the GM8. So this is the Global Motorsport Association. Vote upon rule changes a few times per year, 4 times per year actually. And you can abstain from vote, you save up voting power. Now, I chose the Politico as my buff at the start. So I actually have 4 additional voting power already. And when it comes to proposing a vote, it won't cost me $1 million. It will be free. So that is quite fancy. And when you look at how much money we've got, saving $1 million is pretty good. Obviously, you don't have to propose a vote. You can just not pay the $1 million. But once you've got it, when it's free, you might as well. And being able to swing the rules the way you want them is really, really good. Because you can prepare for a rule change that no one else knows is going to happen yet. And then you can make sure it does happen by proposing it and voting on it with all 4 of your power. So, stuff like that can be handy. Let's continue. We're gonna have to watch the Beijing WMC round. Harry Chapman, the Lewis Hamilton equivalent, has won. Somehow a McLaren Honda equivalent has got onto the podium. That must have been one hell of a Grand Prix. Anyway, let us progress. Drivers, 7th best, but they appear so high up. It's weird. I was scouting drivers, but I don't think we found anything particularly impressive. Mr. Sadat here is the best one we've scouted. We've still got a lot of people being scouted though, so we'll just wait on drivers. It's only our first season, so there's no point in signing a top driver, paying top dollar for someone supremely talented to dawdle around in a shit car. Anyway, let's have a look at what's going on here. So we've got the reliability up to 65%. Let's get a little bit more on that before we focus. What have we got here? The Cockpit announces partnership with Andre Gomes, leading fast food chicken restaurant, The Cockpit. The Cockpit. It's a name for a chicken restaurant. Oh, great. Let's sign Krakus racing driver Andre Gomes as a spokesperson for the brand. With our names, as said fictional Cockpit spokesperson General Saunders. We simply had to make Andre the face of our restaurant. Anything else would have been clucking mad. Oh my god. Gomes added, I've always enjoyed eating the General's unique brand of fried chicken, poached chicken, chicken rice, chicken balls, and now the brand new chicken fried donuts. Fucking chicken and more chicken. Race on down to the Cockpit. Anything else would be sigh. Clucking mad. Oh, he sold himself out. Fitness -5, marketability +50. Yes, boy, look at that. Sponsors are going to be running in now. This marketability is 100%, yet the teams are 0%. Interview about potential Singapore GP added to the calendar. Yeah, let's have an interview. Next week's GMA meeting is all about Singapore. Could you tell us your thinking ahead of the vote? I'm against the proposed race in Singapore because I think Ardennes is a better track, I'm afraid. Really, some experts such as Michael Tellman are very much in favour of the change. Well, Michael Tellman can shove it up his arse. Beautiful. That's the media dealt with. Let's progress. Reliability, 69%. As wonderful as a number that is, we shall get it a little bit higher. Pause, thank you. 75% reliability. We'll stop improving reliability on the brakes now, and we'll focus on performance of the engine. What other bit was key? Rear wing. That's a spec part. Oh, beautiful. That's what I like to see. So we'll just focus on engine performance then. What's going on in the mailbox? Global Motorsport Association are going to meet for the first time this year and we'll cast votes. What are we actually voting on? Replacing Ardennes GP with Singapore GP. Yeah, Ardennes is a better track. If you don't think Spa is a better track than Singapore, then I fundamentally disagree with you there, I'm afraid. 35 lap races, I don't want longer races, we're far enough off the pace as it is. Don't need more time to run around in 19th and 20th. 3 dry weather tyre compounds, I'm going to vote in favour for that, that sounds like it could be really fun. More strategy. Qualifying base grids with 3 sessions. We don't have qualifying at the moment, do we? So maybe qualifying would be a good thing to have, we'll see. It's quite time consuming though, having 3 quality sessions. Nick Chu. Below average driver, well so are our drivers. Is he better than who we have got? No, but he is injured, he's got a dodgy neck, he's a bit dumb. Nobody told me not to juggle with the brake discs, that is true. People need to tell you these things. Dodgy neck, feeling blue. He's filming a documentary. So he's a bit all over the place really. Yeah, not too sure what to make of him. I don't think we'll be signing him, is the honest answer. He has got potential and he's young, so you never know. You never know. I have actually forgot to check. How good is our reserve? Oh, not. You've got a reserve driver who's older than your main driver and has literally no potential. What are you paying him for? That's something we're probably going to want to change. Anyway, more parts. Working on engine and engine. Excellent. Let us progress. Finish scouting on another driver. Okay, we'll check that out in a minute. Let's check the scouting first, and then we'll check those. Oh, Hong Liao. Sorry if I've just offended any Chinese people. Those is probably banned in China, you know, everything else is. Age 17, he's got like F1 potential. Look at him, he's racing for Dragon Race Team China. He's their reserve driver. He's a wonder kid, so the sky's the limit. Potential plus 50. Why have you not got him in a race seat? He's got 15 feedback. Do you know the amount of knowledge that could get you? He's younger than your other main driver. You're right, he is younger than my other main driver. But normally with a reserve driver, I kind of tend to go for someone who can be promoted in the future. So I don't think we're going to be doing that with Jose or whatever his name was on our driver screen. True, our other driver, they're going to start declining soon though, aren't they? Once they reach late 30s, their stats do tend to drop. I hope we'll have better drivers by then though, to be honest, because these ones are pretty bad. Anyway, we might go for Mr. Liao, wherever he's gone, scouting. That's where we need to go. Details. Cost a lot of money to get him out of his contract though. It does cost $1 million. We're going to favourite him, keep an eye on him, because his contract ends at the end of the year, so we might be able to nab him from Dragon Race Team China, which would be good. Although he's not too good at now, he's still... We can compare, actually. Why don't we just press the compare button? Where's... They're pretty equal, actually, so let's just compare them to Faith Anthony. Yeah, there's not much in it, really. They're quite equally talented. He's slightly better braking, it's like much better cornering. Not as smooth, not as good an overtaker, not as consistent. Feedback's useful. More fitness. So they're both got very different strengths and weaknesses. But yeah, this guy's got potential to improve, while she just hasn't really. What else have we got? Peter Young. I don't think he was any good, was he? Nope. Not worth the effort. So we'll keep an eye on him. Right, replacing... Nah, I'm going to vote against. I'm not going to waste too much voting power, though. Just do one to vote against. I could have abstained, actually, because it doesn't make too much difference to me, but it's more of a track preference. Do know Liao is very expensive, and he'll very soon leave ERS. That's a good point, actually. He might be trying to go up. I have played this game before, so I do remember some of the drivers that are going up, but I haven't played it in quite a long time, so don't remember it too well. And yeah, I'm trying to rely on what's going on here and now, because it is a bit the way the drivers. I'd like it if they were sort of randomized almost each time you start a career, because otherwise, once you've played this game once, if you then start a new how much have you played it? Did you play before the pit crew management was added? I played like... Oh, I only played a tiny bit with pit crew management and never started this down below. I started like only when the game came out did I start in the ERS. After that, I'd always go straight to the top series. I think I played it each time a DLC came out. Like I did a bit of GT stuff and I did a bit of endurance stuff when they came out. They are good fun, those ones actually. Then the endurance races do go on for a long time. In fact, I've been paying too much attention to chat. I wasn't actually even paying attention to what happened in that rule vote. So, did we approve it or not? Rejected. Oh, massively rejected. Singapore is not popular. Let's progress. Designing brakes will be finished very shortly. That's good to see. Brief report. 21 lap race. 40% chance of rain. That could spice things up if we get that right. That could help us forwards. Excellent brakes for ease with Motorsport. How good are our brakes looking? Worst on grid. Oh. The way I see it is that playing again is rewarding, that you know who to go for and have an advantage you couldn't have in your first place in the show progression. Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point. is kind of, it's good how you can just nab the best drivers without even having to scout them, because you know they're a safe bet. I do recognise some of the names, but most of them I don't. Anyway, let's jump ahead. We're still working on the engine. That one's almost maxed out. That one is maxed out, though the button's still there. That's slightly odd. That says 31 out of 32 there, but it says 32 there. Did I get an email that I didn't read? Test track. I love the test track with a few upgrades. Oh, a few upgrades. Yeah, no problem, mate. Let's have a look at how much that cost. 12 million. Oh, don't worry. That's only our entire season's budget. We're just going to blow that in one go on one test track. They do love to hound you. I've noticed already that you better top speed out on track, I think. That's just because we've got... Look, you got the 9th best engine. What are you complaining about, bro? F1 and F2, or WMC and APS. Pretty standard stuff, really. Chapman leading the way, Holtz P2. That's what usually happens, it seems. Anyway, let's try and get to the race a bit quicker now. Right, what's going on here? Pre-race gossip. Krakus Racing likely to struggle this weekend. Not a surprise. Less favourable tracks on the calendar for the Uganda-based outfit. Right, I don't... That's not good to read, because we've been focusing on this by upgrading our brakes and engine just a little bit to try and get a bit higher than normal. So if that's what they reckon, Andre Gomes does not have good hopes for this race. I don't have too good hopes for this race, but hopefully better than normal. Let's get the brakes on the car and try and sort out their reliability in the next 3 days before the race. Faith Anthony's quite angry now about Gomes getting a better car. I could just swap them round. He does have the better engine, to be fair. I think that's fair. They are supposed to be equal status, so we'll do that. Improve performance. We need to improve the reliability of that quickly, because the race is in 3 days. And hope that it's done enough to not fail. What percentage is it on? 56? That's going to be borderline. What have we got? I haven't been looking at chat. There are 3 drivers I always go for season 1, with the 4th being a backup should one particular one say no, as well as 2 designers to juggle between 2 mechanics. Oddly enough, always listen to your offer when you're the worst in season 1. Yeah, I don't think I've quite played it enough to memorise that sort of stuff. I've got quite a few hours on it though, but I spend, I don't know, a lot of time sort of dawdling around. Sorry for judging, but it'd be a better idea to upgrade the factory instead of the design centre. That's an interesting one. See, I thought I'd go for design centre because I thought being able to make better parts would be better than being able to make parts quicker. I'm not too sure. You can get away with 60-ish on a crucial part. You can't push at all, and you need luck. Yeah, exactly. We did in the first race when we had the new engine. We had to literally pit halfway through the race and fix it, which was not fun. He was last anyway though, so we just repaired every single bit to reduce the repair time after the race. 14th or above is the only one we're going to have a slight chance of achieving. And let's go to Milan for the Grand Prix. Design Centre reduces build part time. Yeah, it does unlock some more buildings. They all unlock buildings, I do remember that much. Yeah, so if the factory improves parts, yeah, speeding up the improving parts does actually sound more useful in hindsight, but oh well, it's what we've got. We'll deal with it. Maybe I can't remember how much it costs. Maybe we'll do both. I think that might be blowing way too much money too soon. Let's go with Gomes and Domingo. He's got slightly better feedback despite how poor his pace is. What are we doing setup wise here? Turn it down a bit. Low downforce track for sure. This is obviously meant to be Monza. It's just a bit tweaked. Let's go something like that. Top speed for sure. Let's see what they say. Bring them back in. What are we going to do tyre wise? Last time we focused on the harder one. Let's mix it this time. Let's actually put him on mediums, put the other one on softs. Slightly lower downforce. I'm just doing that by judging the track. Maybe I don't know, the setup's always so vague when you've got you need to slow down. Right, we'll go with that. That's something to start with. Level 2 factory, so powerful, always stress. Yeah, okay. Well, good to know I've made a key mistake already. Anyway. Let's get out there and do a bit of race trim, which is only 6 laps. It was 9 laps on that last one. I guess it's a longer track, maybe. Stints, 6 laps. I'll just put it on 6 laps. Doesn't matter if they don't do all 6. We'll just bring them in. Here we go. Practice for race 3 at Milan. Gomes and Domingo are gonna try their best, but I don't think they'll be able to achieve too much in the poor car that we have got. Try to think of upgrading the factory after the season's over. Yeah, okay. So that will be our next HQ upgrade then. I'll make sure to do that. Thanks for the tip. Redditor? I don't know how I'm going to say that. Thanks for the tip anyway. That's very useful. Just say red. There we go. That's made it easier, hasn't it? Automod held a message. He's tried to say how to pronounce it, and Automod has had a go because that's alright. I'll allow it. And now it's tabbed me out. It's funny how it held that for moderation. Oh well. Right, I haven't been paying attention to what's going on. I thought it was starting to rain then, but that's just the ambient noise. Redditor. Let's speed this up a little bit. It's not too fascinating practice. I always tend to fast forward. So we're getting breezed past on the straight despite our best efforts with the engine. Who is that in front of us? I think it's one of the Garuda racing cars, who are the best car, despite having the worst drivers. Once again, Domingo's showing off his driving skills by being slower on softs than Gomes is on mediums. But we're getting some useful tips. Aerocep's wrong. He needs more downforce. That's slightly bizarre, but I suppose he did ask for that, and I did sort of ignore it and push low downforce. Shorter gearing, okay. Shorter gearing, more downforce. Going back to drivers, I've played this game enough to know those by heart, and even beyond those made a list of drivers that are of use in first season. Haven't listed those 4 drivers. They've just memorised them. Wow, that is dedication. I tended to, when I did play this game, most of my hours I spent on like one save where I just went really far. I think I got like a couple of decades into the game, or like at least 15 years. Want me to tell you? As tempting as it is, I'm going to say no, because I want to sort of try and wing it on the go. Try and see if I can figure it out. Give me a hint. Give me a clue. We'll play a game. I will actually just say, Redditor, thank you for... you've scouted one of them already. Okay, that's a good clue. I'll go have a look at that after this race. But for now, we should probably bring these guys in, because we have spent the entire practice almost just on one stint while I've been talking to chat. Thanks for getting involved in chat, and thanks for watching the stream. You're probably aware that I've only just started doing this, so to have someone chatting away is good. It's the first time that's happened. Oh, he's not happy with the setup at all, is he? My days. 63%. He wanted more downforce. I remember that much. Maybe not that much more. Put it on 14. Small adjustments tends to be the good way to go, unless they say very poor, in which case you've pretty much done the complete wrong thing. Let's go with that, maybe? And poor. You wanted more acceleration. Let's try something like that and do a quick 2-lap stint, because we haven't got long left now. Put on a fresh set, why not? Maybe we'll do some glory runs, try and get ourselves a little bit further up the timesheets. Poor. He wanted more downforce as well. I guess he's going to want slightly more that way, and he wanted more acceleration as well. 2 laps, fresh set of softs. Extremely rare downforce goes low in 15 and 25. The most I've ever seen is 14.5, 24.4. Other times between 5 and 8.5. Okay. It's another good tip. You're like the Motorsport Manager Oracle here in chat. And we've actually finished before he's even managed to do any laps. I thought he'd at least get an out lap. I've got it in 3 times speed and I'm spending more time looking at Streamlabs than I am at the game. So that's probably why that practice session was not too great. We weren't last. I want to see you guys win for years to come. I'm a fan for life. You will probably be waiting for life to see us win. Nah, I'm kidding, but it's raining. It is raining. Okay, that's interesting. Right, let's get the knowledge on. Let's go soft tyres, because if it's going to be drizzling throughout the race, I don't think we'll be spending too long on a set of tyres. Setups. Much happy with the second one, but still not that happy. Something like that. And a bit more acceleration. Hopefully he's happy with that. When you're going to need inters because it's raining, and we'll start on full fuel to go as far into the race as possible, because you never know what's going to happen with the weather. Slightly higher downforce for you. Let's go longer just in case. Let's get him to push at the start and try and go easy on the fuel. Recognise the pattern. Oh wow, that is dedication when you can recognise the pattern. So we've got a front row lockout here, which is good to see. Not that we're going to hold it for long, as it's lights out. Gomes has got the better start than Anthony, has taken the lead on the run down towards turn 1. And we've actually held the 1-2 formation. That is good. I wasn't expecting that, I can't lie. Let's try and get the tyres up to temperature a little bit, because that is the only pattern that has the particular first core wetness. Right, let's keep them pushing, but not too hard. Let's see if we can stay out in front. Anthony is being the perfect roadblock right now, holding up the field and letting Gomes get away. But she's going to get absolutely swamped now down this main straight. Look at this. GP2 engine. GP2. We're getting mugged right off. I think they're all going to be in higher engine mode. Yeah, look, they're burning more fuel than we are. Whereas I'm going to try and see how long we can go, because I don't want to burn fuel in case we then end up having to pit too soon. You never know how far you're going to have to go in the wet. Obviously I have a slight idea now, but I still don't really know how long the tyres are going to last. Gomes has dropped a few places now as well. Not ideal, but not too bad. We'll just put it in neutral. And Anthony's last already. That is poor. How on earth has that happened? I mean, Gomes is slipping down, but I mean, some of it's inevitable with the straights and our poor engines. There's nowhere to hold people up. You're just gonna fall down the order. So we're 13th and 20th, 14th and 20th, dropping like a stone. We're now outside the sponsor objective. What are other people doing that we're not? They're pushing, because, but aren't they going to want to make their tyres last? Because it's getting wetter. So why are they wearing their? Well, I suppose they're not wearing their tyres out, are they? Because they've got better tyre life than we are. But like Dragon Race Team China cars here, Chu here, he's got awful tyre wear. They're on 65% already. That's 10% less than we're on. Milan is a track that very much rewards the engines, so weaker teams very much struggle. The opposite happened at Ardennes because that track for some reason reward weaker teams. I do actually slightly remember that. I can remember getting good results in poor teams at Ardennes, and I was never really sure why. I thought I had a reasonable engine, but not that good. Right, we'll look forward to Ardennes then, because if it does reward weaker teams, that'd be good to see. Gomes and Anthony, P19 and P20. Gomes sort of hanging with them, trying to go further on these tyres. Other people now saving fuel, whereas we were not burning it in the first place. Gomes on that lap was 2 seconds, 2.2 slower than P1 mellow. So pace is poor. But I think we might pick up a little bit, try and put a bit more heat in the tyres now. It's starting to drop a little bit. Durability is dropping because the wetness is very low at this point of the pattern. Alright, what is the gap to Dembele? We did beat Dembele in practice, and I think in the last race as well. So hopefully we can have the pace to do that this time. We were quicker on that lap. That is good to see. Gomes faster than Dembele that time around. And Chu as well. As Chu chewed up his tyres. Sorry, that was painfully bad. But we're not out of this fight yet. You can see those 2 bars on the wetness were very low. The bar on the wetness on here. Oh yeah, they were right near dry conditions. He was also pushing quite hard though, that guy, so that might have, I think that definitely helped as well. We're now gaining. I didn't pay attention to what Gomes just said, probably should have, but we are on the back of Dembele. In fact, I think we're going past Dembele on the run down towards turn 1. Gomes has got the move done, but is now being re-overtaken. Just left the inside open. We drop back down, but it looks like he's got the legs on the straight line. Is Dembele? Yeah, Dembele's saving fuel, so we have the power in a straight line. Let's stop pushing a little bit, try and make his tyres last a little bit more. The AI always attack all out in the first 2 to 3 laps. Yeah, that is something I've noticed, which it kind of makes sense, but doesn't really, because in a series where refueling is important, I don't really see why you'd... You know, you're not going to... I think the potential gain is not too much. You're just going to all burn your fuel. So like some people are in the pits already. I think we've still got a good amount on our tyres, and it's not like it's drying up. So, yeah, the AI derps on occasion, just roll with it. That is true. That is true. There are different settings you can change. I know there's like a difficulty slider from 0 to 10. That never used to be in the game. I don't think it was there when the game released, so I've just kept it in the middle because I don't know, I don't want it too hard, but I don't want it too easy. I want a decent challenge. I got the AI decisions on realistic as well. I think there's a normal and a realistic setting, so yeah. I guess it's difficult really for the devs to make an AI that's smart sometimes, but you want them to realistically make mistakes, as real teams do. Just look at Ferrari. Oh, we've just phased through some guy there, as we are now up into good positions, 5th and 6th. And the rain's still coming down, so going longer is working for us so far. Though fuel, I need to keep an eye on fuel. Yep. I should have kept an eye on chat, is what I should have done. Remember to send in one of your drivers this lap to not stack. Too late. Right, we're going to have to stack now. Oh, no. Oh, that's a shame. It's okay. We'll, oh, we're going to have to stack. Ah, I wasn't paying attention. For fuck's sake. Right. How many laps are left? We're going to have to fill right up, and then we'll have a short fuel at the end. Balanced. Why is balanced so risky? It shouldn't be. Well, the highest risk guy is 2.8. He's on fixing parts, so we don't actually even need him. I don't know why it looks so risky. That's a bit weird. I thought I shuffled the pit crew round to get rid of the fatigued ones, but maybe I didn't. Actually, no, we're not going to fill right up with Gomes, are we? Because if we do, we're going to hold Anthony for even longer. But then I need to know when the rain's going to end. Let's see what we can do. Let's go slightly less, couple of laps less with fuel. That's 2 seconds less pit stop and 2 seconds less the other driver's going to be held. So saving both cars 2 seconds. So we're going to do something like that. I've forgotten now if I actually put new tyres on Gomes. I don't think I did. We'll do that. It's worth a try. Slightly change the fuel strategy a little bit. Anthony's going to hold up. She'll probably whinge about it over the radio. They normally do, but I just fucked up. The displayable mistake chance appears on 87 stamina. They recover 15 each race, they're in recovery, so quantity very much necessary at the start. Okay, yeah. I didn't really want to hire too many trash ones, but I guess maybe trash people's better than worn out people. We'll definitely take a look at that after the race. Okay. Decent pit stop. But Anthony has been held up considerably. Was a big mistake on my part. It's okay. We're learning. They lose 10 if they're on tyres, 5 in other jobs, an additional 15-20 if they make a mistake. Yeah, we did have one guy make a mistake. I don't think it was last race, though. I think it was the race before, but I definitely swapped them out after race 1. So, that's an odd one. Okay, the gap between Gomes and Anthony is quite massive now. I have really screwed Anthony over with that, but there's not much I could have done about it. Looks like, as the weather's starting to phase in, the rain does seem to be dropping around lap 16, so I think we may well be definitely getting that that dry spell towards the end of the race. We've got Chu behind us, even though I swear we entered the pits behind. Or maybe we overtook just before the pit entry. So, Chu's looking a bit fighty though, pushing and in a higher engine mode. If he wants to do that, I'm going to let him go, but I'm going to see... I don't want to end these tyres. Stamina, okay, so you want people with like max stamina. Stamina is more important than I realised, it seems. That's good to know. Thanks for the tips. Yeah, I think I was being too judgmental at the start. I was worried too much about how slow our pit crew was, but I guess not making mistakes is more important than having a fast pit crew. P17. Chu has pulled away a little bit, but you won't be able to push for ages. I think we're going to be able to push a little bit more. Anthony talking about the brakes. 28%. Just over halfway. We'll see. We will see. You should still always avoid 0.6 mistake chance even at the start, but if you're desperate for a slot... Yeah, those brakes are not going to last. That's exactly what I was just thinking. Those brakes are not going to last. We are going to have to pit. But from P19, it's not worth worrying about. And actually, with it drying up at the end, I don't think we're going to be able to do it. I was thinking about the points for fastest lap, but we just don't have the pace in the car, I don't think, even if we put it in attack mode and overtake. You did warn me of the low reliability, but I took the risk. I thought it was a gamble. I knew it was going to be a risk. But you got to risk it for a biscuit sometimes. That's what I did. If we were up near the front, I wouldn't have risked it. But the fact that it was a gamble between basically P18 or P20 really, so it wasn't too much at stake. Though there is points for every position in this series, which I do keep forgetting. So I do want to do as good as possible. Gomes is pushing up the field. They were gaining on Chu again. Knew he'd have to back off, and he has. I say that, he's just cranked it back up into attack mode. He's now pressuring Dembele, so we're getting up into a 3-car fight here. This should be tasty. Aim for roughly 80 reliability. Yeah, that's a good number I normally tend to go for, 75 or 80. I guess 75 is okay for less crucial parts, but every part becomes crucial at some point in the season for different races. Gomes having a look up the inside of Dembele there, as Chu has just managed to get past, but didn't make it happen. Oh, we've got a crash. Chu has crashed. I didn't see him go off there, but he has. He's stuck in the gravel trap. He has gone off in the wet weather and beached it. Are we getting a safety car or anything? We are not. But other people are pitting. Other people are pitting. And we've now been re-overtaken by Dembele, so there must have been a... Must have been a bit of a fight between the two drivers. Let's have a quick look at chat, actually. I keep looking at chat while the race is running, and that's not something I should really do. Yeah, you need to put on slicks soon. That is a good call. He is dropping. Crucial just affect the reliability drops and a bit too on the performance. Yeah, definitely drops faster, the reliability on Crucial. I know once it gets into the red area, it starts dropping like rapidly and randomly, or it can just fail. Lap 15, 16. So maybe this lap with one of them. I should have took more out of the tyres, actually. The Chu strategy did seem to be better, but then actually, is it? Because he's the one who's in the gravel trap. Let's pit Gomes. Let's do it. How many laps have we got to the end? 6 laps remaining. So really, I should have gone for the soft tyre knowledge, not the mediums. That's another one I should have foreseen. But, oh well. Let's put enough fuel in. That should be enough fuel then, apparently. Let's go for another balanced stop. We are coming in from P13, right on the back of P12. Let's see where we are relative to Dembele. Does Dembele come in, actually? It's going to be an interesting one to see. Yes, Dembele comes in as well. Battle of the pit crews, then. Let's see what happens. Let's actually get Anthony to really push on this lap. See what we can achieve. Good stop. We're out right behind Dembele. We've got a little bit of excess fuel. Let's put it up into high. Bit of push and see what we can do. Now, Anthony, let's get you in and we'll get those brakes fixed. Soft tyres. Let's go for that set because they're new. 6 laps remaining. So that will do. Fix the part. Balanced. Let's do it. Yep. Face need repair now. Good call. Gomes is P16. Anthony up to P11, but obviously about to pit. Can Gomes attack Dembele? That's what I'd like to see. We're not in a bad position here, considering what I was expecting. We're doing reasonable. Gerard has done 3 stops, which is why he's behind. The Firebird is definitely a quicker car. May gain on us later on. Anthony is in for a lengthy pit stop. 5 laps remaining. I'm slightly below on fuel now. The excess fuel thing has disappeared. That's okay, we'll just adjust that slightly. It does save a little bit of fuel in medium mode, so it should be okay. Let's put you down into, let's get you to push slightly, just for fun. We're in 19th, can't get any worse than 19th now. Should we just go all out attack with Anthony and see, like right in the last couple of laps, just see if we can get that fastest lap? It's not going to happen. Look at how quick the fastest lap is now. And everyone else is pushing hard. We should push harder probably, because Dembele has disappeared into the distance. What is the lap time going to be this time around? That's last time around. 15.1 to 15.8. Yeah, right. Let's pick up the pace a little bit. Try and attack a bit more with both cars. And see what we can do. I'd love to get past Dembele, actually. That would be really good. If we could get into the sponsor objective, that's good bit of money. Gomes has picked up the pace. But is it going to be enough? $112. Yeah, there's no way we can achieve fastest lap. What's the gap? 1.9 to the car in front. Where is Dembele? Not far. Not far. Don't think we're going to do it though. I'm pushing. In fact, we've got Gerard behind. We might want to start worrying about him instead. Tyres are now overheating. Do we push less to balance the overheating? I think we might have to. Let's do that. We've got excess fuel now, so we can put it up into high if we need to. I think we're at a risk of losing P15 here. Wanted to go forwards, but we may well be going backwards. Gap is still 1.9. Maybe it started coming down now. It is. It's chipping down the gap ever so slightly. Let's put it back up into attack. A bit high. See what we can do. Tyre deg's really bad, not getting the same boost from pushing. That's not good, but we are gaining Dembele, which is good. In fact, I'm just going to leave you on that. We need to go down to medium so that we can get to the end. Let's see what we can do. We are right behind Dembele now. Can we get the moves done? Gerard's actually dropped back. I don't know if he's made a mistake or something, or it's Rogers and... Oh, he's got a big problem. He's got smoke coming out the back of the car. Come on, Gomes. Get the move done. A little bit of excess fuel. High mode. And we've got the move done on the start of the final lap. Please hold it, please hold it. Oh, he's lost it around the outside again. Come on. I can't turn up the fuel because we've got low fuel. We've now got excess fuel. He's got the move done again. He's back in front. Just keep pushing, keep pushing. We're in attack mode and it's roasting the tyres. but just bring this P14 home. Come on, you can do it. Anthony can go overtake for the rest of the race. That is a good call. Don't think it'll make too much difference though. We're quite far off. Actually, we might be able to get Gerard with Anthony. I wasn't paying attention to Anthony at all, but we've got P14 with Gomes. That's good to see. Can Anthony pull off a move on Gerard right at the end here? Attack and overtake on the run to the line. Gerard's failed car has been passed by Anthony, so that's an unexpected P18. P14 and P18. I'll take that. That's not too bad. We've got the sponsor objective for the first time. That's a season best finish there. In fact, we were right on the back of Valdez at the line there, according to the timings. So that's a team we might actually be able to challenge. Would be good to see. I wasn't paying attention to chat in those last few laps. Going back to you wanted to find drivers yourself, it's perfectly fine. Wait for you to take the ones I have. It's 3 more I always scout. Starting GT endurance can't be hired. Contracts expire at the end of season 1. There's a chance they won't be immediately rehired after you've designed the next year's car. They're very good for sponsors, that's why I scout them. Okay, yeah. That's good. I'll have a look at that. 1 lap of high engine fuel. Yeah. Fuel was marginal at the end there. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to chat in those last couple of laps. It was a bit intense. It was a good one. More interesting than the last 2 races were at the finish, for sure. And apologies if you overloaded. No, you haven't overloaded me at all. That's good. It's good tips, good advice. And it's good to see people chatting in chat. It's nice. It's the first time that's happened. So thanks for that. Let's have a look at the final results. Scrutineering. If we're lucky, the car in front of us might have got a penalty. Can I give you the names? Just leave it at that. No, there is a chance you go. Yeah, go for it. Why not? Someone has got a penalty here. Andre Sabedo, however you want to say that, has lost 2 places after he broke the rules. But doesn't affect us. In fact, we have a time penalty here for Alex Rogers. That didn't affect us either. We were 14th anyway. He must have served that in the race, I guess. But P14, we've got the sponsor objective. We've got 10 points for the team this race. We might not have been the last place team, actually. No, I think we were. Yeah, because he's got more points. Oh no, we've matched Dragon Race Team China on points. They've got 10 as well. We can beat Nick Chu. We can't beat Bao Tang. It's the problem. He's a bit quicker. We're starting to challenge the ZRT Autosport cars as well, which is good. There's definite progress compared to the first race of the season. In fact, Andre Gomes now level on points with Dembele for not locking out the back row of the championship. We're still last, but hopefully we can reel some of them points in. That would be great if we could. Archer BMR suck more than a vacuum cleaner, lol. Brilliant. This is definitely not a fan of Archer BMR. Good drive from Sergio Arbeloa. Where did he finish? Oh, he won. Well, that is a good drive then. Dembele, felt like we could have won it today. I'll have some of whatever you're smoking because you were well down the order. Reasonably successful race. Let's have a look. What have we got? Bjorn Bjelat? How on earth am I supposed to say that? Bjorn Bjeland. GT, Sajitra Concorn and Joanne Coburn Endurance. They don't show up at the start of the season first in single seater list, so you need to uncheck that. Just have GT and or Endurance listed. Okay, that is something to have a look for then. So we came 10th. Well, joint 9th, really, points wise, but sure. Keeps the chairman happy anyway, because she's a fan of coming last. And we've lost slightly less money than normal because we did achieve the sponsor objective. Sergio Arbeloa, Eduardo Mello and Tanvir Jar were the top 3 in that round.